Yeah. Rolling. So what I'm really interested in is how you get into these roles. Now I understand it's a musically driven thing, but Grimes specifically, what I think you're saying to us is that the music is what inspires you into the character of Grimes.
Absolutely, that's true for Grimes almost more than any other role I sing. Although I only have really a handful of roles, to be honest. I'm just lucky that the handful I do have are ones that I feel a deep connection to the music already. It's music that transports me as a listener. And I think that's really important, because the only way for the performance, the telling of the story, to be truly compelling is if the performer is compelled themselves, so that what they're doing, they actually believe what's going on within themselves at the time. And because that way you are the character, not somebody who's portraying it.
So you're feeling it on stage.
You have to. I think you have to. I mean, when I sing Grimes, at the end, I am absolutely destroyed. You have to be. You have to be able to walk right to that edge and look over that abyss and stare it in the face to really make that work for your audience. If you don't believe it, they'll see it. Their audiences are smart, and they can tell. If you're putting it on from the outside, in any way, your audience will see through you in a heartbeat. You have to be able to, whatever it is, you need to be able to stare at that monster and carry it with you. You need to believe it. You have to.
So. And I really get it's incredibly compelling, and that explains why your Grimes is so believable, because you're in it.
I live it.
In it.
And it's not fun. I make no mistake. It is no fun for the couple of hours after the performance. You don't want to be anywhere near me for the couple of hours afterwards, because it is no fun to do that. Except that it's fun because there's this thing that this kind of music, Grimes, Parsifal, particularly Valkyria, just unleashes in you as a singer, that you're happy just to go along for the ride. And it really is remarkable that you can get to do that. It's being able to turn it off at the other end. It always takes,
yes.
It's one of those things. And and it's not a method thing. I've never really studied in any great detail or for long periods of time any acting methods. I'm just I think I'm very fortunate, is that I get to sing those roles where the music transports me as a listener.
Absolutely. So so that's Grimes. There's a big leap though. Grimes and Tristan are hugely different characters.
They are hugely different, but they are in their way both broken. And I seem to be drawn to those characters that are broken. I don't know whether that says something about me, or whether it says something about the fact that I just am attracted to a particular period of music. Because, when I'm not listening to a role that I'm studying, I'm listening to Bruckner symphonies and Mahler symphonies and Sibelius. So there's that. Obviously, I have a gene that has me listening to that music, and it's the music I react to most immediately. There's a real immediacy for me in listening to that sort of music. And
a huge amount of empathy there required to deliver them. You get inside the part and you feel what they're...
Well, the music. I think the music puts that it in the oldest sense of the word. It inspires you. It actually puts that within you. So everything that you then perform with that music, it's you. That music is carrying you, and it gets under your skin in a really, really remarkable and very exciting way.
So now, then the last step in the challenge, of course, is that once you're inside the character, then you only have one further threshold to cross in the relationship chain, of course, and that is actually the productions and the relationships that you have to develop with both the houses and the directors. Now, it's a complicated business, of course.
Can be.
Very complicated, and you have to navigate a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm curious about this because I see a lot, and the reason that I'm bringing it up is because Die Valkyrie here at the Beijing Music Festival, which the Katie Wong Foundation has been involved.
Yes, thank you to the Katie Wong Foundation for bringing that to Beijing and doing an amazing job of it.
And that's a really exciting thing for us to be involved in.
Yes.
But what I noticed, the production, one of the reasons the production I thought was very successful here in Beijing is that I would call it a singer's production. in that
Yep.
there were no obstacles. You could get on and off stage easily. You could navigate the stage
Yes.
very easily, and it had a tilt, and it gave you a position where you could basically sing out.
Yeah, it was. It really was. Obviously, the reconstruction of the 1967 production from Salzburg. There's a monumental quality to the simplicity of the design, and in each act, it's slightly, certainly in acts 2 and 3. Although the element you recognise as being, I recognise it, but it's slightly different in Act 3 than it is in Act 2, and the monumental almost realism of the opening of Act 1 with the huge ash tree in the middle of the living room, and it really is. It's a joy to sing on. That said, it really is a joy.
And we felt it in the audience. We really felt this was great, but it's not always like that.
Not always. No, sometimes you have to work against. Or the production works against you in some ways, and it's part of the job. You have to find a way to surmount those challenges. It behooves not just the singer, director, conductor, everyone involved in the process to say, this is going to be a difficult